what is going on with the electrical safety regulations? So in June 2025, the UK government announced the new extension of the electrical safety standards, which applied previously to private rented accommodation, but is now being extended to social housing as well. So yeah, you can see here is previously only applied to private. Is to try and ensure that this is a sort of joined up approach and make sure that it's one rule for all, as opposed to it being sort of split. Now, many social housing landlords would have been doing some of these requirements anyway, but now it is part of sort of regulation, so it is sort of enforceable now. That's sort of the sort of key part, really, driven by public concern, high-profile tragedies, and the need for consistent housing standards across both private and social. So, what are those key legal duties for you as landlords and providers? And this is just sort of going over sort of very top level, sort of exactly what will be sort of expected of you. So you will now be expected to carry out an EICR, or an electrical installation condition report, every 5 years. Conduct in-service inspection and testing, so pack testing for all electrical appliances provided by the landlord. So these are most commonly your White House goods, but it could be if you've got TVs, for example, that you're offering as sort of part of that, they're going to need to be pack tested. A bit of a roadmap to implementation for you all here. So this is what would we recommend? So review your property portfolio, categorised by inspection urgency. You should be able to sort of understand, see we've got up until May, so if on existing tenancies, you'll just need to understand where they are. Do you have all of that? Can you evidence all of that? You might have something that says it has an EICR. If you've not got the certificate, it doesn't count. So you're going to need to make sure that you have all of your ducks in a row, as it were. So yeah, absolutely review your sort of property portfolio.
What do landlords have to do now? What is the new duty that is created? So effectively, all social landlords now have to address emergency hazards, and certainly in the first phase of the rollout of Awaab's law, address damp and mould hazards as well. Well, it's not just hazards as in themselves. And when I talk about hazards, I mean hazards that come under the Housing Health and Safety Rating System, which I'm sure the majority of the audience here are very aware of. But they also have to prevent a significant risk of harm to tenants within fixed timescales. The government has announced via its guidance that it intends to treat social landlords in a test and learn environment, certainly as it develops its thinking towards rollout of the later phases 2 and 3.
If it's a significant hazard, you must investigate it within 10 working days of becoming aware of it. Working days are Monday to Friday, excluding Christmas Day, Good Friday, and Bank Holiday. What will be interesting to see is who sets what a working day is. A lot of us see a working day as 9 till 5. Some will see it as 8 till 6. Some people work shifts, work late. So it will be interesting to see how it plays out as to what the working day may or may not shift to. What's important is once you've gone for your investigation, a written summary, which I'll come on to later, must be provided to the tenant within 3 working days of the inspection. Those time scales are tight, and I appreciate we don't always live in an ideal world, and there are going to be problems that landlords will have to face. The biggest, I presume most of you might be aware of, relating to access. Unfortunately, the guidance doesn't mention access. It's somewhat of a failed opportunity to deal with the issue of access and tenants prohibiting such access.
If you're in Wales, the Building Safety Bill, which will likely become the Wales Building Safety Act, which is due 2026, very similar to England's Act, but puts a stronger focus on residents. There is no building safety regulator. They are going to keep things with local authorities to in terms of gateway applications, etc. as well. So that is coming. Approved document B, everyone's favourite. So from September 2026, residential buildings over 18 metres need two staircases and an evacuation lift provision. Recent changes will also mandate sprinklers in care homes and updated fire safety standards. We'll likely cover that off in a bit more detail, but do keep that in mind, more for construction, the start bit, but the sprinkler systems in care homes will likely be retrofitted. Other changes, building safety levy, looks like that's, that will start in October 2026. Further reforms are expected on higher risk building definitions, professional competence and construction product regulations.